Friends, sometime when the park is crowded and full of people, you just have to find a space to get away, to be by yourself, and to soak in those good Disneyland vibes. And sometimes you have to look in odd places. But if you know where to look, you can always find them good Disneyland vibes. You just have to get a little creative and think about, where is everybody not? So you can figure out where you want to be. Friends, Brickey here on a very, very busy day inside of Disneyland. It's the weird space between Halloween and the holidays. I somehow thought it would be completely empty, but oh, was I wrong. It is slammed full of people, and I wanted to just catch some good Disneyland vibes. So join me as I take a lap around Tom Sawyer's Island, just trying to get away and find a little bit of that peace and quiet inside of my sweet, sweet Disneyland. I always enjoy when I can come to the park and find just a little spot to call my own. It's a little place where I can just sit back and watch it all go by. Because after all, there are ride crushers and there are vibe chasers. And I am definitely a Disneyland vibe chaser. I just love sitting back, watching everybody else in a hurry, knowing I got no place to be. I just want to watch them all run off and do whatever it is they dreamed of doing today, because my dream was just to sit back and enjoy it. And that's what I'm going to do. One person. There she is. She waved. They waved. I got two people. Nice. Nice. Look, I understand that it is a complete privilege to be able to go to Disneyland and wander through and just take your time, not worry about riding anything, just literally soak it all up. And that has kind of been what I have done for a long time. In fact, bizarre fun fact, I somehow recently just did a trip out to Walt Disney World. 7 days in Walt Disney World. And I didn't do this on purpose, but I somehow managed to only ride one ride. That was the People Mover. I just love the design and the energy of the parks. I love watching how people navigate through it. I love the layering. I love how it feels like a magical little city. And with Christmas coming, I get really excited because I feel like Disneyland during the holidays is that little town that exists at the bottom of your Christmas tree. So on a day like today, when it's really busy and I want to find vibes, that's when I escape off to Tom Sawyer Island. One of the last spots in the park where you can totally get away on even the busiest of days. There is no doubt in my mind that this is something that I could never imagine Disney building again. And I can't even promise that this will make it till the test of time. This is a lot of land inside of the berm, the most precious land that Disneyland owns. I could see them with the proper planning coming up with something, some sort of alternative that could come out here. And as cool as that would be, I'd hate to see this ever go away. It's amazing how many great moments there are just to kind of stop, snuggle up on the rail, and just look out on the park. And it's a pretty interesting juxtaposition because normally, wherever you're at on the island, there's no one around you. But as you make eye contact off the island, you just see droves and droves of people just being pushed by the energy of the crowd, of the community. Everybody with their head down, trying to get to that next destination, trying to make that next appointment. And when you come here, it's a real ability for once to make time stop in one of those places that makes time go by so fast. I mean, there's not many places where you could have this much fun in 16 hours goes in the blink of an eye. Disneyland will do that to you if you don't figure out how to take a step to bring it all back and slow it down. I could be wrong about this little fact that I'm getting ready to throw out, but I believe I once heard that Tom Sawyer Island is the only attraction that Walt Disney single-handedly designed himself. If that's true, that makes it twice as cool. It's crazy to think that this is in the middle of one of the busiest places in all of America. And it still has this purposefully designed quiet spot just to get away. That is pretty magical. And it's very fun to see how parents with little ones make good use of this enclosed environment to give those little legs a room to stretch where they too can be free at Disneyland. Maybe the only bad thing that I've seen on this particular trip, because it is such a busy day at the park, is I've seen lots of parents using the island as a timeout. And hey, it's smart. Bring your kids here, wait till they're ready to say they're sorry, maybe wait till they calm down and they're ready to realize that they're being a little shithead. But I would hate to think that a kid would grow up thinking that this was the punishment part of the park, when all reality, this is the reward of the park. Last boat leaves the island at 5 o'clock. Sun is setting on a fall day in Southern California. Park is packed with people trying to get those last rips before all their blackout dates hit them. And man, oh man, I don't think there's any other place I'd rather be right now. It is just so peaceful over here. Not much more than a few families. Little ones stretch their legs and run around a bit. A couple of people just taking a midday break. Saw the family taking a nap, which is pretty wild. I love the Mark Twain because it looks like the part of America I'm originally from, the banks of the Ohio River, growing up in Louisville, Kentucky. And there's something about the island that just feels exactly like my youth. Walt's, Missouri and my Kentucky, not too far apart at all in their geography. Oh, the Disneyland Railroad. Hold on to this thought. There is so much great synergy out here. Watching the train go by, watching the boats, the canoes. Mark Twain's not rolling, but if it was, oh man, tear alert, because it looks a lot, it sounds a lot like the Belle of Louisville, which was the steamboat that love that sound. But as I was saying, this part of the country, the part where Walt comes from, thematically, not too far off. It's nice to have a little something that feels like back home in my new home, which looks nothing like where I grew up. So yeah, maybe a double dip of nostalgia when I come out here, because these look like the woods and the trails that I played on as a little kid when we built forts, stole wood from construction sites to build half pipes out in the woods, made BMX dirt tracks. Oh man, I'd give anything to do the monster jump again. That was so much fun. Yeah, some real nostalgia. And just to think, when I was over there, I was just fighting to figure out where to put my left and right foot as I was walking through the crowded thoroughfares. And over here, it's pretty much all mine. And I love it. Everybody talks about the Disneyland ducks, but it's rare anybody talks about the Disneyland lizards. Be free, little guy. Be free. So ironically, my goal today was to make a video about why I choose vibes over rides. My new shirt that I have on my new store that I just launched. I'm going to push that video back to next week because honestly, The vibe here today is a very crowded, hard to grip vibe. Maybe not my favorite kind of Disney day. So I had to become the real vibe chaser and chase the vibe that I wanted and find a different location. So today kind of took a turn and I'm making a different video than what I had planned on making. I kind of think this is maybe what I needed to do the most, is just come back here, soak in how quiet and peaceful it can be, even on one of the busiest days at Disneyland. In the middle of the day, it just goes to show, Disneyland is one of those things where it's okay to show up and have a plan and have expectations, but you should be ready to change those expectations and change that plan on a moment's notice. So many citizens of Disneyland. I love it.
Just ahead is the most treacherous part of our journey. That island on the starboard side often hides the scourge of the sea. The thirsty pirates.
I love this place through and through. And even though this isn't the Vibes Over Rides video that I plan on making, and I will still make it, this is a vibe video. And I guess now is a great time to remind everybody that if you want to support the channel, the free way to do it is just to subscribe. That would mean so much to me to know that you're on this journey with me. But if you want to go a step above and beyond that, joining club1313.com would be great, or check out our new store where we have the Vibes Over Rides blouse that we're selling for just 13 days. I believe now there's only 11 days left in the sales window, so grab one before it goes back into the Brickey vault. And never shall we forget, it was all started by a blouse. That's so lame, and I love it. You know, friends, I'll admit, today it might have taken me a moment to get there mentally, to find sort of the peace and the vibes that I was searching, but I got there. And the one thing I've learned is they are always there if you're willing to keep looking, to keep searching, and to keep trying to find that little piece of Disneyland where you can escape from everybody else and do whatever it is that you came here to do. Because after all, it is a place where dreams come true, and so far it's delivered that for me nearly every single visit, and I've been fortunate enough to have over 750 of them. Well, friends, from the end of another magical day at Disneyland, it took me a minute to find those vibes, but I got there. I found them. I just had to look a little bit harder than usual, but they were there. They're always there. Well, friends, from the tippy top of Tom Sawyer's Island, this has been an amazing way to kiss goodbye to another day at Disneyland and another day of fall. Sun's going down. I'm gonna head home. But I finally found what I was looking for, a little peace and quiet, a little getaway, and a little piece of that sweet, sweet Disney magic. It was there. I just had to look a little bit harder for it, but I found it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to come back to the island. It's calling you. You just have to answer.